We are now going to use this folder religiously, and you will see why as we start tying up at the end of the course. All material needs to stay in a given folder to avoid any headaches, any problems, and potentially any tears. Let's create the text for the sidebars now. Remember, we are still in a parent. We're still in the parent pages. We want all this content to follow through as a template on our main document. I'm going to take the type tool again. I'm going to click and drag out a text frame. And I'm now going to add in some text. I'm going to put in fine Italian dining and ... What I'm going to do is I'm going to select the text. It's not necessary if we're not going to change the color, but I will change the color to paper, and I'll just move it over to our sidebar, and I want to rotate this text frame. This is going to make the frame bigger or smaller, but I want to rotate it. So I move the cursor just outside, and as I rotate, I hold the Shift key, which will constrain to 45 degrees. I can now move it onto the sidebar. Let's move it down. Again, being very careful not to go too close to the end of the A4 page. I'm going to line that up with the bottom of the column, and I am going to change this font. To change the font, I simply need to select the text frame. I do not need to go in and select the wording individually. What I can do is I can, with the text frame selected, I can highlight the name of the font, and I can use the up and the down arrow keys to change the font, and it will then show you how the font looks in your actual document. We may want to keep scrolling up until we find a suitable font. I do happen to know that there's a font that I would like to use. It is called Aileron. I'm now going to duplicate this text frame onto the right hand spread. So I'm just going to Option or Alt click and drag the text frame over. I can now let go of the Option or Alt key and I move it. I position it, and there we have, on the right facing page, we have a heading. And again, File, Save. Command or Control 0 gives you a full screen view. Let's see the value of adding the parent content into our document pages. I double click on page 1, and I can now see that all of the parent content has been placed in the document pages. I double click on page 2, parent content is there. Page 3, parent content is there. So at this point we're looking good. Can I move this? Can I change the position of it? Not at all. You cannot change it at the moment because it is locked onto the parent pages. And that's one of the good things about using parent pages. You won't be able to accidentally move any content that is set on your parent pages. You will also notice that the masthead is extending to the left spread, but that's okay because it's going to be cut off, because there's your bleed and there's where the page is going to be cut. And you will see quite the same is true if we go look at page 8. It's expecting a right-facing page, but it will be cut off. So it may look a bit messy, but it's absolutely to be expected.